So after that particular experience, I went on to serve as an infantry officer, ranger. I did my time, came back from Korea to the DC metro area. I had a 90-day window when I made a decision I was going to transition because I knew that if I had a family, I wouldn't stay in the military. And so I made my transition from the old guard at Arlington National Cemetery. And in that 90-day window, I read this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And after reading that book, within 90 days of reading that book, I went out and acquired over $1 million in assets that laid the foundation for my first success early on. And from there, I transitioned into my civilian work life, went on back to grad school, got my MBA from George Washington, finance training from Georgetown. And I had the opportunity with the birth of my daughter to then follow through with what I really wanted, which was to be that dad that was around. You see, I ran my numbers and I found out that I actually was in a position financially to be able to pick up and move and leave that great job and move back south to get, which brought me to Jacksonville, Florida, to get me near Savannah, which is home. So I moved here sight unseen, accepted a position with UBS Financial Services because I was getting cold called by people and they didn't know my background. And I actually wanted to see what they're being taught. So I worked in the Motors building in Jacksonville, Florida, as a financial advisor with UBS Financial Services. Within a week of being in the business here in Jacksonville, I realized that my background and experiences didn't matter because it actually wasn't a job to make people money. It was a sales job. And that was very surprising to me. But I rolled up my sleeves, threw myself into the community, founding board president of a nonprofit here, served on the Mayor's Human Rights Commission, was active member of the Community Leadership Jacksonville, but I didn't see money following me. And that was interesting because I realized it was a very, very different market than what I was actually expecting. But nevertheless, as a financial advisor, I saw that I could make an impact, but not the type of impact that I wanted because I didn't realize that people just didn't have enough money or enough time. And the people that they were getting advice from, they didn't really know that they couldn't make money. And that was interesting because when people were talking to me and I realized that their numbers weren't in place for them to retire comfortably, I started just talking about things that I was already doing. And so it gave me an opportunity to realize that there was an opportunity. So when I left being a financial advisor to become CFO of an Inc. 500 fast growing company, I did so knowing that there was still a way for me to make a tremendous impact.